Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with IRS. Welcome to my YouTube video, the home of the 5-minute or less videos. I don't like to do too much promotion other than tell you if you need expert representation or a consultation, call me because no one has done this longer or better than myself. So as a former IRS agent, I worked at IRS a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I've worked over 10,000 cases and I'm a national expert in IRS resolution matters. If anyone is telling you anything other than me, they're either lying to you or don't know what they're talking about. Unfortunately, a lot of people on YouTube are salespeople and they don't know what they're talking about. Today, I want to talk to you about the rejection of your offer and compromise. I taught the offer and compromise program at IRS. I accepted offers, I denied offers. I'm a national expert in the offer and compromise. Most people's offers get rejected because they don't know the formulas and what to do. About 18,000 offers were accepted by IRS. I believe, I don't know, 75,000 were sent in. Most of the ones that were sent in and got accepted were by professionals, good professionals. A lot of people rip you off on offers. So if you did it yourself, and you're probably looking at this video because you did it yourself and your offer got rejected, well, what do? Well, if you are outside the appeal process, you go ahead and you file a new offer and compromise. But in doing that, you extend the statute of limitations on the case. If you're within the 30-day period, you simply go ahead and file an appeal. You look at what IRS sent, the reason that they rejected your offer, and you simply correct it. But you have to have documentation. So IRS has the file of the revenue officer or the offer specialist who worked the case, and they determined that your offer was not doable because of one of two things: your asset value or your your income versus the national standard did not add up. Those are the two reasons generally your offer got rejected. So if it's an asset problem, redocument the case showing that your asset values were correct and IRS was wrong. If it goes to the IRS national standard versus your income, you better know what the IRS national standard is, because if it's not, your offer is not going to get accepted, and that's when you need to talk to a professional people. About 90% of the people that call me, and I do get a lot of calls, don't really understand the national standard. Just know this: IRS has standards for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, operation of cost, and some health care, not a lot. They fall into certain categories. If you're putting amounts over those categories, IRS is going to say that money belongs to us because you're spending too much. That's part of the formula. They will go ahead and say, well, if you have $2,000 left over a month, according to the IRS chart, not your chart, that $2,000 gets multiplied by the life of your statute, and that could be a killer. So anyway, if you do get rejected for your offer, go ahead and file an appeal, and if not, file a new offer. If it's a small dollar, do it yourself. If it's a large dollar case, you have no business doing the offer yourself. These things are complicated. IRS makes it so difficult. They come up with new forms every year. They're constantly kicking off. It's a lot easier for the IRS agent to reject the offer than accept it. I used to work these, and I know. You've got to make sure your offer and compromise is airtight. So maybe what you want to do is send that to someone, see what you've done right, see what you've done wrong, and try to correct the problem. If you're going to go ahead and appeal, make sure you get a timely appeal in, or IRS is going to go ahead and reject it. You have nothing to lose by going to appeals, and I tell all of you, go to appeals and understand the appellate agent, by the way, has been there a lot longer than the agent working the case, and a lot of times they'll give you more grace. This information was helpful. Please give me a subscription. YouTube thrives on subscriptions, so I have to because they do. Leave me a comment you want me to do a YouTube. I'm happy to. Matter of fact, this video was because someone wanted to filed an offer. They wanted to know what to do. Just make sure your offer gets in timely. My contact information is below. Thank you, and my video right now is 5 minutes exactly. Boom.